The Moffat County Bulldogs will receive the opening kickoff. They're coached by Keith Gilley, the former Yuma head coach, assisted by Mike McCleary, Mike Mitchell, and Jeff Wirt. The Bee Diggers are coached by Randy Dreitz, the assistants Ron Albo, Lance Schwint, Dick Creighton, Court Marquez, and Leon Lojek. The Bee Diggers are in their home maroons with the white numerals. And Moffat County in their white uniforms with their royal blue numerals and silver helmets. And Dave, the one issue obviously going into the playoffs, based on what happened the last two games, the point after touchdown, it was a disaster for Brush the final two games of the season.
Yeah, last week, it wasn't necessarily Jaron missing the kick.
Right.
Just so much pressure. Holy cow, from the outside, even up the middle. It could have been a perfect kick, but it was going to get blocked. Brush is going to have to be ready for a physical game here. I've never met anybody from Moffat County that wasn't a hard-nosed, tough mentality.
Opening kickoff brought to you by Buildings by Design. Get the quality you deserve in your building. Start your build project right with Buildings by Design, all the way down to the 16-yard line, straight ahead to the 25, across the 30, and a big seam to the 41-yard line. That's a nice 25-yard return for Connor Scranton, only a sophomore, before Mikey Gutierrez and Arnoldo Matos Garcia made the tackle on special teams, which at times has been an issue as well this season.
Yeah, a lot of instances where they come out and do just like they did there and just run the ball right up the gut. And luckily, we made that last tackle. He was about our last person there to stop him.
Matt Hamilton, the senior quarterback, at 6'5", on 1st and 10 from the 41. Man in motion. There's the pitch in the backfield, and straight up the gut for a yard is Keenan Hildebrandt. And I think a flag was thrown near the end of the play, and it was. How many Bee Diggers in there to make the tackle? A lot of them, including off the bottom of the pile, Omar Fierro. It'll be a gain of 1 to the 42. Now let's check out the flag. Sideline warning against Brush. 2nd down and 9. Bee Digger starting lineup is brought to you by Cargill Beef, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Cargill.com. We mentioned Fierro on the defensive line. Joe Carwin also in the middle. 2nd down, and Randy Woodward. 2nd down and 9 for the 42. We'll get to the rest of the starters here. Play action. Hamilton rolling right. Pressure coming. Works out of it. Runs to his right. And then he's going to be hit by Fierro again. He gets to about the 43 for a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Tristan Teeter also on that defensive line along with Clay Shaver. You got Mikey Gutierrez, Kyle Rosenbrock in the linebacker position along with Matos Garcia, Cameron Alexander, Nico Guzman, part of that secondary, and of course Alec Peterson. 3rd down and 8 to go for Moffat County at their own 43-yard line. Bunched in very tight. Hamilton with a man in motion. There's the counter on the left side and a gain of a couple to the 45. Kyle Rosenbrock makes the play on Shandon Hadley, a junior. This almost looks very similar, Dave, even though you were not with me, with plays that Lamar was running against Brush, and the Bee Diggers read those against Lamar very well on a Saturday in a 42-0 victory and had no trouble here as well.
Yeah, we've seen this double wing a lot of times. Faith Christian brought it into the 2A ranks, and you can tell a lot of teams are copying their lead.
Hamilton the punt, standing at his own 32-yard line. There's the snap. He gets it off. A fluttering punt. Guzman has it at the 20. Stutter steps to the 25. Back to the inside to the 30. And then he's going to be held up at the 31-yard line by Kern Gerber. The Bee Diggers will have it at their own 31-yard line. With 9:59 to go in the opening quarter, this is their initial drive from Bee Digger Stadium.
Well, I think Brush is about seeing the offense that we're going to see all day out of Moffat County, because remember, with that double wing, there's only so much you can do. They're going to bring that guy in motion and try to power off tackle or maybe inside tackle. We might see a little Air Force action where the quarterback keeps it and follows him, that crossbuck, and then a pass off of it. So I think we just saw everything that offense is going to bring for the day.
Kyle Rosenbrock out of a shotgun. 1st and 10, Brush at their own 31-yard line. Rosenbrock has it and will keep the football running off left tackle to the 35, along the sideline to the 50, one to beat, cuts it back to the inside of the 40, down to the 30, Rosenbrock to the 20, the 10, he's gone! Touchdown for Rosenbrock with a couple of nifty moves! And on the first play from scrimmage for the Beat Diggers, they lead 6-0, 69 yards for Kyle Rosenbrock.
Just a great job there running the football. After he broke through that initial defense, after he got around the corner. But really what sold it was the fake that he gave to Mikey Gutierrez. Everybody thought Mikey had the ball off tackle, and most of the Moffat County defenders stopped.
Again, you can follow us here on Twitter at KSIR Sports and on Facebook at 1010 KSIR Sports. Every time the score changes, we will update it. Now Peterson in there for the extra point. It is up. It looks good from here. And it is 9:44 to go in the opening quarter. It's Brush 7, Moffat County nothing. You're listening to the 2014 Colorado High School Football Playoffs on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The kickoff goes to Connor Stranton, who hands it off to Keenan Hildebrandt, and he runs to the 39-yard line as Eligio Barraza makes the tackle. The Beat Diggers with a 7-0 lead on Kyle Rosenbrock's 69-yard run. Second possession of the game now for Moffat County. 1st and 10 at their own 40. Pass out to the right, flat is caught underneath, and trying to break a tackle, but not having any success was Brett Lloyd, a junior. And we'll call that as a running play, Dave, because it was thrown behind the receiver. Joe Carwin made the tackle. 2nd down and 10 to go for Moffat County.
Yeah, they just tried that wide receiver screen out here. We saw some of that action against us last week. Didn't pay off for Moffat County there.
2nd down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Man in motion to Scranton. He's got the handoff running left, and he's going to be held up and checked at. That's Shannon Hadley. A gain of about maybe a yard to the 41. Nice job by Matos Garcia getting out there along the far sideline. 3rd down and 9 to go for the Bulldogs.
So Hadley was the wing over here on the right side. He just ran straight across the field right behind the quarterback to take that handoff.
3rd and 9 from their own 41. Hamilton, play action, looks, heaves it deep up the right side. Man is out there. It's incomplete, overthrown. As the receiver, Joe Camilletti, had a step on the Beat Digger defender, Cameron Alexander, but a little bit too tall at about the 22-yard line. 4th and 9, and the Bulldogs will have to punt.
Yeah, he did. He had him beat by a yard, and I'll tell you what, Hamilton did a good job throwing it over his outside shoulder. Just lucky for us that it was about 2 yards too deep. The Diggers didn't get any pressure on Hamilton either. He was able to stand back there and throw the ball pretty easily.
Hamilton to punt, standing at his own 28-yard line. Guzman to receive. Here comes a heavy rush. He gets it off. Low end over end. It'll bounce at the 26-yard line. Take a nice Moffat County roll. And down at the 18. That's where the Beat Diggers will take over after scoring on their initial possession on that one play, a 69-yarder. And that 69-yard touchdown run brought to you by MMI International. Your operation deserves the best when buying a mixer feeder truck. Compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. They outperform their competitors hands down. They're not afraid to stand behind their product. MMI International, 842-5161. If the Beat Diggers win this game, they'll take on the winner of the Faith Christian Bayfield game going on right now in Arvada. We'll have an update on that score coming up before the end of this broadcast. And, of course, at halftime, we'll have an update on that game as well. 1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers with a football at their own 18-yard line. Out of a shotgun, once again, is Rosenbrock. Gutierrez in the backfield. Peterson in motion. He's got the handoff from the end around. Stutter step to the outside of the 20. And a stiff arm to the 25. Then he's tackled along the sideline out of bounds by Joe Camilletti for a 1st down at about the 31-yard line. Strong running by Alec Peterson. 13 yards and a Beat Digger 1st down.
Strong stiff arm there by Peterson. Holy cow, he put that kid right on his back.
Well, we haven't seen Matos Garcia under center yet, but no, it's going to happen at some point, Dave.
It's only going to be contingent on what the coaching staff wants to show, the other coaches in the state as they pick up these game films for scouting purposes.
1st and 10 from the 31. Rosenbrock turns, hands it off to Gutierrez, off left tackle to the 35, back to the middle, and he dives to about the 40. It's a gain of 9 for Mikey Gutierrez. The initial hit was made by Keith Smith. Smith, a 6'2", 220-pound senior, but everything the Beat Diggers have run here over the first 3 plays, it's been a huge success. 2nd down and 1 to go for Brush.
Yeah, like we were saying, Brush isn't going to come out and show all their cards. They trade a lot of these films with teams they have to come up to here in the next couple weeks.
Here we go. A tight formation here. Alexander, the lone receiver to the left. The quarterback under center is Maltos Garcia. In motion to the right is Guzman. Handoff, Rosenbrock, stutter steps back to the inside. Doesn't have much, but I think he's got enough for a first down right at the stick. Just past the 41-yard line. Took Rosenbrock a while to find a hole, and there wasn't much of one. They might have to measure. No, they're going to give him the first down on that gain of, close to a couple. They give him the 42-yard line.
We see something new all the time. That time, we've seen this on defense before where defensive linemen move from, the A gap over to the B gap, and they kind of slide around to mess up the block. And that time, all 4 of the defensive linemen from Moffat County were hopping from right to left and right to left until the ball was snapped. 2
receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Rosenbrock in a shotgun on 1st and 10 for the 42, and he will hand it off up the middle and nothing. A loss of a yard there for Mikey Gutierrez. Stelios Peroulis, a junior, 5'11", 200, was able to make the play. Well, it got him back to the line of scrimmage. I think the Beat Diggers were lucky to even get that mark. 2nd down and 10 to go for Brush.
Moffat County's only got 3 or 4 seniors, and when you look at the weight that they have on the program, they're really not that much bigger than us. But you look at the height, and they definitely are a lot taller than us, a lot of 6-footers out there.
2nd down and 10 for the 42-yard line. Beat Diggers with 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Lead 6-0 in this opening round 2A playoff game. Maltos Garcia is going to hand it off in a big hole for Rosenbrock along the left side to the 20-yard line. He's gone to the 10, 5, touchdown. Rosenbrock did it again, this time from the running back position. 58 yards, Brush 13, Moffat County nothing.
Yeah, just made it look easy, and Moffat County only had 1 linebacker. They had 5 guys up there on the line of scrimmage, and their other linebacker is Hamilton, but they had him walked up on the outside over here to the right like they were expecting a sweep. And, when they start gambling and they get out of position because they're trying to predict the play that the Diggers are going to run, they're trying to predict that outside attack. Brush just runs it right up the middle where they didn't have anybody.
Drive took 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Now the extra point to be attempted by Jaron Peterson. There's the snap. There was movement there on the defensive line. The kick is up and good. No flag. 5:53 to go, first quarter. Brush 14, Moffat County nothing on 10-10 KSIR and KSIR.com. Camilletti drops the ensuing kickoff across the 20, and then he's tackled at the 25 by Alec Peterson and Mikey Gutierrez. 5 plays, 82 yards for the Beat Diggers in 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Kyle Rosenbrock from 58 yards out scores. He's already well over 100 yards as we have 5:46 to go in the opening quarter, and the Beat Diggers holding a 14-0 lead over Moffat County in this opening round 2A playoff game from Beat Digger Stadium, as Moffat County starts at their own 26-yard line. 1st and 10. Hamilton looking to throw. He's going to take off with the football, and Joe Carwin has him around the waist, and he's down at the line of scrimmage. No gain. 2nd down and 10 to go for Moffat County. And unless they can complete a pass, the Beat Digger defense is going to be a huge headache for this Bulldogs offense.
Yeah, Hadley looked over here, the quarterback Hamilton looked over here at Hadley, the receiver, and Hadley was just headed downfield. He wasn't looking for the ball, so that made Hamilton have to eat it.
2nd down and 10 to go for the 26-yard line.
Brush still hanging out in that 4-3 they've used all year. The only difference is they're walking up a defensive lineman over there to try to stop this run attack.
Hard count by Hamilton, and he's going to hand it off right up the gut. A decent gain to about the 30. And the ball carrier that time was Brett Lloyd. Mikey Gutierrez makes the play, but a gain of 5, their best play so far. 3rd down and 5 for the 31. And Dave, if they're going to the no huddle, the Bee Diggers can make this a running clock earlier than even in the second half.
Yeah, they're going no huddle. Since the very beginning, all the players look over there to the sideline, then they all check their wrist band, even the offensive linemen, then they run their play.
Yeah, they do take their time. It's not a hurry-up offense, but a no huddle, as you mentioned. 3rd down and 5 from the 31. One receiver out to the right. Hamilton looks to his right, wants to throw, throws underneath. The pass is caught at the 33 and driving towards the 34, but short of a first down is Keenan Hildebrandt, as Gutierrez and Peterson were there, and Rosenbrock. So after the 3-yard pickup, 4th down and 2, what do you think? You have nothing to lose, or do you punt the football away?
It depends on how long they want to stay on this side of the mountains. I really think,
good point.
They looks like they want to hang out over here, and for a while, so they sent their punt team on.
They will punt it away for the 3rd time, and we still have 3:47 to go in the opening quarter. And Brush leading Moffat County 14-0, 69 and 58-yard runs by Rosenbrock. Perfect snap, and Hamilton gets it off a high end over end. Guzman has it at the 25. Stutter stepping to the 30. Back to the left side to the 35. And then he's hit. There's a late flag there that could be a clip against the Bee Diggers for a block in the back. And it's going to come back as the play was made after a 11-yard return there by Guzman. And you hate to see those penalties at the end of the play, but it's a good call.
Yeah, it was a great call. Peterson was the guy that did it. He just wanted that kid to turn so that he could pick up that huge block. Like a lot of those kids like to get that crack back on them and really put them on their back. And he was expecting that kid to turn around, but he didn't turn, and Peterson ended up hitting him.
Yeah, and that's what happens. Sometimes you unintentionally run yourself into a penalty, because if you expect one thing and something else happens, then the violation occurs, and now the Bee Diggers will be fairly deep in their own territory. Oh, remember, they started their previous drive on the 18. This one will be at about the 17.
Yeah, and Peterson's defense, as he's running down there, he's got to read Nico Guzman's mind, because he's expecting Nico to take off running this way towards our sideline, and if he does, then that kid's going to turn and face him, and he can blast him. But that's not what happened, and so he consequently got the guy in the back.
1st and 10 at their own 17. 2 in the backfield. Rosenbrock is under center for a rare time, and there's the handoff right up the middle in a big hole. That's B.J. Hirschfeld across the right side to the 35 into the secondary and across the 45 towards the 48-yard line. A nice carry for B.J. Hirschfeld. It is a gain of 31 yards and a Bee Digger first down as Matt Hamilton made the touchdown-saving tackle.
I was talking to Don Dillahay the other day, and we were talking about, the talent that's coming up for the Diggers in the future. And so there you go. Hirschfeld hasn't had a lot of touches during the regular part of the game, but here we go today. Early in the game, he picks up a huge gain.
Yeah, just not any game, a playoff game. Again, Rosenbrock under center. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at their own 48-yard line along that right hash mark, leading 14-0. Rosenbrock, play action, looks to throw, still looking, throws it deep up to Guzman. He's wide open at the 15-10, up the left side, 5. Touchdown for Guzman. Easy 52-yarder from Kyle Rosenbrock. Brush 20, Moffat County nothing.
Just a nice play there. Guzman, it looked like he ran sort of an 8 pattern, and an out and up. And, the Moffat County kid bid on that out part of the pattern, and he wasn't able to get to his back step fast enough, and Nico just ran right past him. Rosenbrock didn't float the ball. A lot of times you see quarterbacks throw it up in the air and let the receiver run underneath of it, but really he had that thing on a rope and hit him on the money.
Now the extra point to be attempted by Peterson. Off the hold of Maltos Garcia. High snap. The kick is up, and that one is inside the right upright. It's good. 2:55 to go in the opening quarter. It's Brush 21, Moffat County nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Camilletti has the ensuing kickoff across the 20 to the 30, and he's tackled at the 38-yard line by Clay Shaver, a return of 20 yards. 52-yard pass from Kyle Rosenbrock to Nico Guzman. I'm John Beltran with Dave Urig. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line for Moffat County, 21-0 in favor of Brush. From the 39, Hamilton hands it off on the counter, left side, and trying to break a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and not doing so is Brett Lloyd, again held up by Joe Carwin. A gain of maybe half a yard. We'll call it no gain. 2nd down and 10 to go. 3 huge plays for Brush.
Yeah, Moffat County, we've seen this offense, like we said, so many times against Faith, where they send that guy in motion and they pull a guard and they lead block with with their fullback. But, we just got so much meat up there as Brush is running more of a 5-3 looking defense right now, and Moffat County just can't get past our big guys.
2nd down and 10 from the 39. Play action, rolling left is Hamilton. Off his back foot, throws underneath. That pass is caught by Lloyd. Breaks a tackle along the left sideline across the 45. Might have stepped out before he got to the 49. So close to a first down as Matos Garcia made the hit. It's a gain of, let's call it 8 to the 47. 3rd down and 2 to go for the Bulldogs.
So 2 for 4, a lot more luck throwing the ball. Brush is going to have to be really cognizant of hitting them low. You can see that they're a pretty physical team.
3rd and 2 from the 47. Bee Diggers have about 8 in the box there. The handoff right up the gut, and Lloyd is hit at the line of scrimmage, then drove for about a yard. And that was Jose Rodriguez with a big, big hit. Down at the 48-yard line. Oh, they gave him another half yard. Looks like it'll be a 4th down and maybe a couple of credit cards, but they'll bring out the sticks. With 1:56 to go in the opening quarter, Brush 21, Moffat County nothing. When you're shopping for new appliances, shop the best appliance store in Fort Morgan, B&B Appliance, with a full line of complete Whirlpool appliances. And you'll find the perfect fit. B&B Appliance in downtown Fort Morgan. They stretch out the sticks. And it is short of a first down, probably by about a couple of inches. So they'll go for it here. Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush. Equitable savings and loan with financial solutions for you.
Brush sent in Andrew Guzman, number 75, to add a little bit more size out there to that defensive line and hopefully stop the Bulldogs from getting this first down.
Dave, I think they're safer with a quarterback sneak than even a handoff.
I couldn't agree more. Silent count and just try to dive forward.
From the 48 on their own side of the field, the Bulldogs will go for it. Trailing by 3 touchdowns, still late in the first quarter. Let's see what Hamilton decides to do. In fact, Moffat County will call a timeout. We'll keep it right here. On this 4th and inches from their own 48-yard line. The Bee Diggers are not going to run too many plays today, Dave.
You know what? We're not really needing to. Every time we touch the ball, it's huge gains. We've had some big plays. Hirschfield had that one for 31 yards. Rosenbrock had a 52-yard pass and 69-yard run and a 58-yard run.
In other words, they've only run 8 play from scrimmage, and 3 of those resulted in touchdowns, and none of those started on the Moffat County side of the field.
Right. Coach Gilly over there, he called that timeout. He wanted to see how we were going to line up. And, again, Brush having that 4-3 defense all year long and now just shifting another guy up there onto that line of scrimmage, making it look more like a 5-3. That time they had our linebackers. Rosenbrock was creeped really up there close to the line, and so were our outside linebackers. So it'll be interesting to see if Coach Gilly gambles and runs it around the outside.
4th down and inches from their own 48. Hamilton, quarterback keeper, and I think he might have it right at the stick. He needed a couple of inches. That is very, very close. He was driven back but did have some push, and I mean the most minute amount of pushes, and it's a first down. They'll give him the 49-yard line, a gain of, it's definitely not a yard, but they gave Moffat County the first down.
I'm shocked. It looked like the ball's almost in the same spot as it was before they snapped it.
Yeah, I'm calling it the 49, but it's really still the 48. Well, it's really more like the 48 and a half, so you can round off either way. 1st down and 10 for Moffat County. A minute and a half to go in the opening quarter. Their first down of the game. Hamilton rolls to his left. Pressure coming. Running up the left sideline across the 50 into Beetdigger territory at the 46. Got to the 45. Rosenbrock and others drove him out of bounds. Pretty good gain there of 7. Second down and 3 to go for Moffat County. This will be their 6th play of the drive coming up.
He was never going to throw that thing, even though he might have made it look like a bootleg out there to the left, like a bootleg pass, but he was never going to throw it. He just ran it all by himself, got around our defensive end over there.
On second down and 3, there's the pitch, and Lloyd right up the gut. A big hole across the 40 to the 37-yard line, a gain of about 8. Tristan Teeter made the first hit, but Brett Lloyd with his best gain of the opening quarter. And Moffat County picks up their 2nd first down of the game and of this drive.
We don't need to start relaxing here. Got to keep working on stopping that thing and shutting down this offense so we can get the ball back.
1st and 10 for Moffat County at the Brush 37-yard line.
This is where we talked about, being that team that's going to pound the nail in the coffin, not let teams like this get any false hope.
On 1st and 10, Hamilton rolls to his right. Pressure coming from Clay Shaver. Still rolling, throwing on the run, incomplete. Nobody was out there for Moffat County. He was out of the pocket. He got the ball past the line of scrimmage. Nope, there you go. There's the flag. There's the flag. He'll be called for intentional grounding and a loss of down. I mean, Joe Camilletti was easily 20 yards away from the football. He would have been the intended receiver, but there was nobody out there. If not, Clay Shaver would have had about a 12-yard sack.
Yeah, Shaver did a good job of closing in on it, and the only thing, he just let the kid roll around to the outside. That might have extended that play a little more than it needed to, but I thought that was a good job by Coach Dreitz, making sure he wasn't going to allow the officials to let that happen, because they didn't throw that flag right away. It took some talking.
Now the football's on their own side of the field. 2nd and 25. Again, loss of down on all intentional groundings at every level. 31.4 seconds to go in the first. Brush 21, Moffat County nothing. Could be the final play of the opening quarter, but now you think running plays are not going to work for the Bulldogs. At least not enough to merit 25 yards in 2 plays. On second down, Hamilton, there's the double pitch and a handoff on the counter, running left to the 50, following a block to the 45-yard line. Nico Guzman made the tackle on Shandon Hadley. That's a gain of 7. 3rd down and 18 to go for the Bulldogs. They'll be up to the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they actually run a play before the end of the opening quarter.
That's the second reverse we've seen this year. That's good. That's a little exciting.
Yeah, the double handoff. Well, that'll be it. We played 12 minutes in this opening round 2A playoff game. Brush 21, Moffat County nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back with Dave Urick at Beetdigger Stadium. Brush 21, Moffat County nothing. As we move to quarter number 2 in this opening round Class 2A playoff game. Moffat County is a 3rd and 18 from the Beetdigger 45-yard line. They've generated a couple of first downs on this drive. Hamilton under center. Fake pitches it. Looking to throw out to the left. Wide open underneath is Camilletti. Tries to make a move on Rosenbrock and does, but not with too much success. Across the 40 towards the 37. It'll be a gain of 8. 4th down and 10 to go for Moffat County, and they know that this is pretty much the end of their season, so I would assume, are they going to punt? They're shifting quite a few Bulldogs in and out of the lineup. They might actually punt. I'm not sure here.
Yeah, it looks like they sent their punt team in again, but like you're saying, watch out for that fake punt. Brush has been blitzing a lot this game, more than we've seen him try to block the punt all season. So
Hamilton standing at the Brush 48. He's got the snap. He will punt it away towards the sideline. Little coffin corner. Not a very good punt. The line of scrimmage was the 36. And I don't know if that even got to the 20. Let's see where the spot is going to be. They're marking it now. It got to the 16. That might be generous, to be honest with you. 20-yard punt, but certainly Hamilton wanted that punt to go a little bit deeper and closer to the end zone. The Beetdiggers will have it there, 84 yards away from the land of no hash marks, although this field really doesn't have traditional hash marks. 1st and 10 for Brush, the receiver to the left is Cameron Alexander. Baby is under center. On first down from the 16. And there's the give it, a big hole for B.J. Hirschfeld up the right side across the 35-yard line, and then he's run out of bounds. Hirschfeld had a nice hole up the middle, then took it to the outside, and he got all the way to the 38-yard line. That was a quick hitter there, and it's a gain of 22.
So Hirschfeld with 53 yards on 2 carries, and Brush running out of that 300 and 400 formation a bunch today like they did the last couple weeks, and just sticking with that 30 series and having some luck with that quick trap.
Rosenbrock in a shotgun. Gutierrez the lone setback, 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. First and 10, just shy of the 38-yard line. Rosenbrock awaits the snap. Has the football and will hand it off in a hole up the middle for Gutierrez across the 40. And he stood up at the 43-yard line. It's made by Kern Gerber and Keith Smith. Second down and 4 to go for Brush.
Yeah, well, Mikey did a good job holding on to the ball there. Both hands covering it as he lowered his shoulder to try to get through the hole, and you could see the Bulldogs were trying to strip the ball out of there.
Second down and 4. The Beat Diggers have it at their own 43. 11 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the second quarter. Brush 21, Moffat County nothing. Again, Gutierrez is the lone setback out of a shotgun. The Beat Diggers have scored all their touchdowns from their own side of the field. Rosenbrock is going to hand it off to Gutierrez. Tries to take it the outside and does across the 50. And then he's going to be tackled inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Nice strong run by Mikey Gutierrez, who followed his block. They'll backtrack the football to the 40, but a gain of 17 yards for Mikey G.
29 yards on 4 carries for Mikey, and you nailed it there. He did a good job of setting his blocks up and then running off of them.
With the winter months not far away, in fact, right there, make sure your furnace is in good working order. When you're thinking of a new furnace, call Bailey Mechanical Heating and Air Conditioning, 522-0471. First and 10, Brush has it at the Moffat County 40-yard line. Matos Garcia under center. Peterson is in motion to the right. The handoff to Rosenbrock. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Swings it to the outside of the 35. Still going at the 30. First down as he dives to about the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 16 yards as Joe Camilletti was one of 2 Bulldogs in on the play. First and 10 for Brush.
You know, again, Moffat County had their linebackers and their defensive line stemming back and forth, and they're hopping around so much that you can't believe that they're in position when the ball is snapped. And just kind of risky defense, I think.
First and 10 from the 24-yard line. Yeah, Brush scores 3 more touchdowns without Moffat County getting on the scoreboard. This game will go to a running clock. Out of a shotgun is Kyle Rosenbrock on first and 10 from the Moffat County 24. And we've got a flag, and that will be offsides against Brush. No. Wow. That took a while before it was called. Normally, if they're going to call that, they'd call it almost well before the snap, and it looked like that ball was going to be snapped, so they lined up offsides. Now first and 15 from the 29. You rarely see that on offense.
Yeah, you don't see that much. Usually the linemen, they know right where they need to be just because that's where their feet line up. So a lot of times you think that had to have happened because of a wide receiver.
First and 10. Check it. First and 15 for the 29. Rosenbrock, 3-step drop, looks to throw, still looking up the left side. Out there is Alexander. The pass is caught to the 5. Touchdown! A beautiful reception by Cameron Alexander. 29 yards away. Brush 27. Moffat County nothing.
Yeah, Alexander did a great job catching that ball as it floated over the top of the Bulldog defender's hands. He really had to concentrate on it to make sure he made the catch.
Yeah, it was a better catch, Dave, than a throw. A little bit underthrown by Rosenbrock, but he's got a lot of confidence in those receivers.
Yeah, and, Alexander's one of those basketball guys that's used to jumping up in the air and bringing the ball down and even having to fight for it a little bit. So, he didn't hesitate to put it up in the air and let Cameron come down with it.
Took advantage of the one-on-one coverage. Now the extra point. to be attempted. Peterson is 3 for 3 so far. High snap. The kick is up. That's going to be partially blocked. 9:41 to go. Second quarter. Brush 27. Moffat County nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 5 plays, 84 yards, 2 minutes and 7 seconds. 29-yard pass from Rosenbrock to Cameron Alexander. The extra point was blocked. There's a short kickoff taken at the 17 by Camilletti across the 25 to the 30. Has a big seam to the outside of the 45. Then he's tackled at the 48-yard line by Peterson himself in Brush territory. And that's where the Bulldogs have the ball, their best field position to begin a drive. And again, the Bee Diggers just not doing it on special teams there with their kick return or with their kick coverage team. Yeah, nothing fancy either. You know, the Diggers just needing to stay in their lanes, but Moffat County just doing a good job of making the blocks they need to make, and Camilletti's not hesitating. You know, he catches the ball, he doesn't dance around at all. He just starts running as fast as he can upfield, and it makes things happen. A return of 37 yards for Camilletti. 1st and 10, Hamilton for Moffat County. Play action, looks to throw, plenty of protection. Now it breaks down, he's going to be sacked at midfield by Clay Shaver. Throwing him for a 5-yard loss. 2nd down and 15 to go for Moffat County. Yeah, both of our defensive ends, Woodward on this side and Shaver on the other side, both closed in on him, and when nothing was there, he tried to step up in the pocket and start running and ran right into Shaver, who just has those big, long arms. He's a sure tackler. And only a junior. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. When you need ice, don't settle for just any old frozen water. Get AC Ice at any local grocery or a convenience store near you. From midfield, 2nd down and 15 to go for the Bulldogs. 2 receivers to the right. Hamilton looks that way, wants to throw, heaves it deep up the right side. Pass is going to be incomplete. Alexander turned around perfectly at the right time at the 23-yard line as it was intended for Shandon Hadley. It'll be 3rd down. Well defended by the man who just caught the touchdown pass for the Bee Diggers. Yeah, and you know who might have had the best defense on that was Hadley himself, because he had to kind of dive in front and use his left hand to swat it down, or Alexander might have come away with an interception. Well, they just spotted the ball at the Bee Digger 49. That was not where the ball was last. Well, now it's 3rd and 14 after they gained a yard because of the officials. Play action. Hamilton looks to throw again, deep up the middle, and that one is going to be incomplete. It went through Alexander's hands at the 22-yard line, and Kern Gerber was the intended receiver. Honestly, I don't know how Cameron missed that. Yeah, it went right in between his hands. He jumped up like an official signaling a touchdown, and the ball just went right in between. Well, the touchdown catch he made I thought was much more challenging than that particular one, but nonetheless, no harm there as the pass fell incomplete. 4th down and 14 to go. And that time, Moffat County did not pick up a yard due to a respotting. So Hamilton to boot it away with 8:36 to go before the break. Brush up 27-0. High snap. Here comes the rush, and it's blocked. Blocked by Clay Shaver, and he drops his body on the football at the 40-yard line of Moffat County. Oh, beautiful job by Shaver. And I think his teammates are telling him, hey, you could have picked that up and run it in for a touchdown because there was nobody there, Dave. Yeah, he had at least 7-8 yards before a Moffat County guy could get there. And I think he was just thinking, heads up, I'm not going to let Moffat County get this one back. Even though if they had got it back, it would have still been brush ball. Yeah, unless he had complete possession. If you have complete possession, then the ball is dropped and they recover, then it's a brand new set of downs for Moffat County. But you're right. Had he not controlled the football, and Moffat County would have jumped on it, still be Digger football. 1st and 10 for Brush. Hamilton, their quarterback, got hurt on that play. He's not staying out there on defense this time. Matos Garcia at the 40-yard line. Handoff Rosenbrock right side, following a blocker to the 35. Still on his feet, breaks out of tackles inside the 30 to the 28-yard line for Kyle Rosenbrock, a gain of 12. As the tackle is made by Brett Lloyd, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers. 157 yards for Rosenbrock, 5 carries. Having a great day, also throwing for 81 yards already. And, of course, he's thrown already a couple of touchdowns as well. He's accounted for all 4 touchdowns. Matos Garcia under center. 1st and 10 for Brush. At the Moffat County 28-yard line, Gutierrez and Rosenbrock are in the backfield. Matos Garcia hands off to Rosenbrock, off left tackle to the 25, and then he spins away off that one inside the 25 towards the 23. Spun around by Keenan Hildebrandt, only a sophomore, but at 6'3", 215, second down and 5 to go.
Moffat County's got a lot of youth out there. Like we said, only 3 or 4 seniors, and they don't always have all of those guys on the field at the same time. A lot of height.
On second down and 5 to go from the 23, the Bee Diggers have not been in the red zone the entire game, and yet they have 4 touchdowns. They had a 29-yard touchdown pass to Alexander. That's the closest they've gotten. Second down and 5. Rosenbrock is under center. And he's going to hand it off in a big hole for Hirschfeld to the 15-yard line. Off left tackle, and then he slams into a Bulldog at about the 10. Another big play for the Bee Diggers. It's a gain of 13. First down, I think it's first and goal because of the nose of the football being just inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, good run there by Hirschfeld as we ran that 30 series again and caught him with the trap. Moffat County's got 7 guys up on the line of scrimmage and 1 linebacker there in the middle, so Diggers just have to make that one break, get past those first 7 guys, and then they're off to the races.
From the 10. First and goal, Rosenbrock again is under center. He'll hand it off to Hirschfeld, running wide towards the right to the 5-yard line. Then he drives inside the 5, and he's taken down at about the 2. It's not easy to bring him down. First tackler, I should say, Shandon Hadley. It's a gain of 8, second down for the Bee Diggers for the first time in the game in the red zone. Second down from the 2.
So Moffat County started jumping around again, linebackers and defensive linemen. Brush just runs it around to the outside. Not really having a big effect on who our offensive linemen are blocking.
Well, this is probably Gutierrez's turn. He's the lone setback on second and goal from the 2. Rosenbrock awaits a snap, hands it off to Gutierrez. Touchdown, untouched until he got across the goal line, 2 yards away for Mikey Gutierrez. Brush 33, Moffat County nothing.
Yeah, 31 yards for Mikey. Brush just ran it straight ahead there. Moffat County was spread out. They couldn't get in to pack the box like they wanted to. But that's the advantage you have when you're able to spread people out like that with all those weapons that Brush has. And the other teams have to account for every single one of those players, and just leaves the middle wide open for Mikey.
Now the extra point to be attempted by Peterson. And the kick is up. That one looks high, and true it is. 5:58 to go before the break. Brush 34, Moffat County nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Clay Shaver and I think maybe Alec Peterson make a nice hit on Joe Camilletti on the ensuing kickoff across the 30 to about the 32-yard line, a return of 15 yards. The Bee Diggers just scored again. 2-yard touchdown run by Mikey Gutierrez. 5 plays, 40 yards in 2 minutes and 33 seconds, but the big play was not really on offense. It was a blocked punt by Shaver himself. First and 10, 5:52 to go before the break. The Bee Diggers up 34-0. And there's the pitch in the backfield, and after maybe a yard, that's all that Hildebrandt got. He was taken down to the ground. Running to his right, Tristan Teeter in on the hit. Well, they give him the 34, gain of 2, second down and 8.
Yeah, Moffat's still holding true to their vision, just running the football hard right at the Diggers.
Well, Lamar did a lot of this about a month and a half ago. But Lamar, of course, a more talented team, and Bee Diggers were able to hold them down. Second down and 8. The ball is dropped. Hamilton falls on it at the 33 for a loss of 1. That'll set up a third down and 9 to go for Moffat County. When it comes to livestock feed, you can rely on Colorado Soy to help deal with the nutritional needs of your livestock. Visit coloradosoy.com, and your family safety is Smart Parts' main concern, so let the trained professionals take care of you when you need a windshield repaired. Smart Parts. Third and 9 from their own 33. Hamilton with a man in motion. Play action. Looks to throw. Underneath, the pass is incomplete. At the 38-yard line, intended for Camilletti and defended by Mikey Gutierrez. 4th and 9, and Moffat County has to punt, and the Bee Diggers have scored touchdowns on their first 5 possessions.
Yeah, it was just some good defense there. We had some good pressure on Hamilton. Defensive line was coming across, and they've been controlling that line of scrimmage all day long. Then he throws it out here. It might be a ball that's going to be hard to catch, but it was definitely catchable. But Mikey was able to get his hand out there.
Hamilton to punt. Perfect snap. He's going to throw it out to his right. Alexander's got to turn around, and he does not. And the pass is caught, and there's going to be interference on Alexander. That's going to be a first down anyway. The pass was caught by Kern Gerber at about the 38-yard line of Brush. Well, they pulled that one off. It's a gain of 29, and the interference penalty will be declined because of the completion, so the drive is kept alive on that pass from Hamilton to Gerber. Second week in a row that the B-Diggers have fallen victim to a fake punt.
Well, they got to be ready for that. They have to know there's a good chance they're going to go for a fake. That's one of those things that's hard, as a coach, to make sure your kids understand the strategy of the game and make them remember, on any play, they may not necessarily punt the ball.
1st and 10 from the B-Digger 38. There's the give on the right side to Lloyd. Breaks it up a tackle. Is in the secondary across the 25. Spins to the 20. He's got the sideline to the 10 to the 5. And he is gone. Touchdown for Brett Lloyd, 38 yards out. Moffat County is on the board. It's Brush 34, Moffat County 6.
Yeah, just a little relaxation going on out there. But that happens. You get out there and you're starting to pound people, and you give up a pretty easy play, and then another easy play back to back. Diggers just have to collect themselves and remember, one of the goals of being that champion team is a team that's just going to put people away and not give up anything.
Yeah, you don't want to extend this game any more than you have to. Now Hamilton to attempt the extra point. Low snap. The kick is up. And that one is good. 4:27 to go, second quarter. Brush 34. Moffat County 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Moffat County gets on a board. 38-yard run by Brett Lloyd. A minute 25 seconds on the drive. 34-7. Matt Hamilton to kick it off, and he hits it off a B-Digger. The ball is loose at the 36-yard line, and Aaron Williams falls on it nicely in B-Digger territory after that thing ricocheted off a B-Digger at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, you wonder if it was meant to go low like that on purpose. But a good thing we had Aaron Williams over there, and he alertly jumped on it, and just showing he's got some good hands.
Now the B-Diggers need 2 touchdowns consecutively in order to get the game to a running clock. 2 plays in a row went for huge yardage. One was that pass off the fake punt, and then the 38-yard run by Brett Lloyd. 1st and 10 for Brush. Rosenbrock out of a shotgun, but the B-Diggers have not been stopped when they've had the football from the 36-yard line. Rosenbrock is going to hand it off up the middle for nothing to Gutierrez. Half a yard loss. The initial hit was made by Brett Lloyd. Loss of 1, in fact, to the 35. 2nd down and 11 to go.
Yeah, nothing fancy. Just tried to run that dive over here on this side. Moffat County just did a good job of holding their ground. We've been blowing them off the line of scrimmage a lot today, but not on that play.
2nd down and 11 from their own 35-yard line. Again, Kyle Rosenbrock in a shotgun. Has a snap, 3-step drop, looking to throw, still looking. Throws it deep up the middle, and the pass is going to be incomplete. Nearly intercepted over there by Kern Gerber. Alec Peterson fell down. I thought he was bumped, but no interference call. 3rd down and 11. A B-Digger really could not get open because Rosenbrock had all the time in the world. In fact, I think he got a first down had he taken off with the football, because I know they were keying him, but there was lots of space out there.
Yeah, that offensive line did a really good job of holding the Bulldogs back. But you know what happened is the Peterson and the safety's feet just got tangled up in there, and they're not going to call an interference penalty when that happens.
Matos Garcia under center, and Dave, you know what this smells of, right? Starts with a big B. 3rd down and 11 from the 35. Matos Garcia is going to hand it off on the left side to Rosenbrock across the 35. No, it was not a bootleg, and he's down at the 39. A gain of about 4 for Kyle Rosenbrock. It'll be 4th down, and we'll call it about 7. The Bee Diggers have so much confidence, I'm not sure that they're going to punt.
I don't remember what our punt formation even looks like. It's been so long since we have.
Well, let's see. They're sending 2 back for Moffat County. Brush is going to go for it at their own 39. And Moffat County might not be prepared. They might have to call a timeout. Under centers, Matos Garcia. And there's the bootleg right, looking for a block. Gets it to the 40, across the 45. Breaks out of a tackle at the 50. A first down for Matos Garcia at the 40-yard line. A masterful run by baby Matos Garcia. Gain of 21.
Huge block over here by Peterson as well. Just a good job of stock blocking that corner. That's what allowed Maltos to cut it back up on the inside.
That's not disrespect for Moffat County, Dave. That's confidence in the Brush offense.
Absolutely. And you called that bootleg earlier. You knew that was
Well, I
coming
thought
there.
it was going to happen on 3rd and 11. Instead, it happened on 4th and 7. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at the 40-yard line of Moffat County. Matos Garcia under center. And I believe Moffat County's called their second timeout. We'll take it with them. 2 minutes, 43 seconds to go before the break. Brush 34, Moffat County 7. You are listening to the 2014 Colorado High School Football Playoffs on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 1st and 10. There's the handoff to Rosenbrock. Breaks a tackle at the 30-yard line. He spins his way towards the 25 at a 1st and 10 from the Moffat County 40. A gain of 15 yards. And Rosenbrock closing in on 200 yards for the Bee Diggers.
182 is what he's got right now, just running that quick trap up the middle. Running behind Caro in the center. Rodriguez is the guard over here on the right side. And Cookie Barraza is the guard on the left side. And those are the guys he's following on these quick traps.
1st and 10. The Bee Diggers have the football at the 25. Matos Garcia. He's going to hand it off to Rosenbrock up the middle of the 20. Breaks out of a tackle to the 15. And he drives a defender inside the 10 to about the 9, maybe the 8-yard line. That was Brett Lloyd he was carrying. And it's a gain of 17 yards, and he's one shy of 200.
Yeah, just another quick trap. That time following Rodriguez. Those guys are doing a good job of hustling around in there. And that's a beautiful thing about that offense. You know, it really sets our blockers up so that they can have the angle they need to open those big holes.
1st and goal from the 8. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns. Will they go 6 for 6 as Matos Garcia awaits the snap? There it is. And the ball is dropped and it's loose, and I think Gutierrez fell on it. He never got it to Gutierrez, and he fell on the ball at the 11. I think Matos Garcia might have got tripped up by his own lineman. Oh, no, Moffat County recovered. Recovered at the 11 by Keenan Hildebrandt. And Moffat County has the football with 1:49 to go here in the opening half. As that ball was never handled by Gutierrez, Matos Garcia could not get it to him. And a break here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think he got stepped on when he was trying to get back there and hand the ball off. And I'll tell you what, they're talking about it out there, him and the offensive lineman. It's good they talk about what the problem is. It's not good if they're yelling at each other.
1st and 10 from the 11. Moffat County trails Brush 34-7. Matt Hamilton, play action, throws out to his right. The pass is caught underneath. Alec Peterson, though, makes the play on the receiver Gerber for very, very little yardage. In fact, maybe nothing. They still have yet to spot the football. Clock will continue to run because he was driven back. No gain. 2nd down and 10. The Bee Diggers should be able to use their timeouts here. They've got all 3. They were hoping to use their timeouts with a 34-point lead. 2nd down and 10 for the 11. Let's see if this will be a handoff or a pitch. And there will be the pitch, and a big hole up the middle across the 15-yard line to the 18. And on the carry there is Keenan Hildebrandt, a gain of close to 7. And Matos Garcia made the play. 3rd down and about 3 to go. 58 seconds to go. Bee Diggers are not taking a timeout. They probably will after this play, but Moffat County is going to be in no hurry to run this play as the clock continues to roll. 3rd down and 3. From the 18-yard line. Hamilton barking out the signals under 40 seconds to go. Hamilton, play action, throws to his left, caught underneath, and that's going to be a 1st down across the 20 to the 25-yard line. The pass was caught by Hadley. It's another gain of 7. And Moffat County is not going to allow Brush to handle the football before the end of this half unless they get up to the line of scrimmage and commit a turnover. The clock stops for the movement of the chains. They've got only one timeout remaining. 27 seconds to go at their own 25. Hamilton on first down. Looks to his right, fakes, heaves it deep up the right side, and that pass is going to be broken up by Alexander. And there's going to be a flag at the 48-yard line. That should be against Moffat County. Alexander broke it up with his right hand. I don't know how that could be interference.
I think they're saying Alexander put his left hand in the middle of his back. But, I think he went up and went for the ball about the same time the Moffat County kid did, so I don't really see the play.
It's interference against the Bee Diggers. That'll place the football across the 40 with 15.6 seconds to go before halftime. Or at about the 40, in fact. And that'll give Moffat County even more life. They're going to go with that play again, Dave. They have to unless some trickery is involved, like a double handoff or something to that effect.
Well, Cameron knows they're working on him. Every deep pass they've tried to throw, they've thrown it in his direction. So,
1st and 10 from the 40. One setback. Hamilton is going to hand it off on the draw play to Lloyd up the middle, and he's taken down by Andrew Guzman at the 43-yard line. A gain of 3. Timeout Moffat County, their final one, with 9.1 seconds to go before halftime.
Yeah, they try to catch us with that draw. That's something that Brush loves to do too. At the end of a quarter or a half run on a second or third and long. But it didn't fool us, and our kids did a good job of making a sure tackle there.
B&J Plumbing can handle all your plumbing needs, from clogged drains to a major construction project. Give them a call, 522-3828. And you have the option of selling your beams on the spot or storing product in their facilities at Trinidad Benham. For future transactions, just give them a call at 522-3595, Trinidad Benham. All right, it'll be 2nd down and 7. Moffat County at their own 43-yard line, with the Bee Diggers leading 34-7. 9.1 seconds to go before halftime. Yeah, they got to pull something out of their hat here, or whatever you want to call it at this point.
Well, they're not spread out. They're back into that tight formation, so if they're going to throw out of that, it better be pretty tricky.
Hamilton, play action. Might set up a screen. He's going to be sacked by Clay Shaver. That's his 2nd sack of the opening half, back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 6. That's the end of the opening half with a score. Brush 34, Moffat County 7. These are the 2014 Colorado High School Football Playoffs on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urick, as we begin the third quarter in this opening round Class 2A playoff game. The Bee Diggers lead the Moffat County Bulldogs by a score of 34-7. It'll be Matt Hamilton to kick it off for Moffat County. Dave, you know what it's time for? How about a return for a touchdown?
We haven't had one this year, have we? Not a kickoff return.
No, but Nico Guzman's come close. He's had a couple of very good returns, mainly when he's been returning punts, but I don't see why not.
He's definitely got the wheels and the savvy to do it.
Yeah, they're preparing for a squib or onside kick. They ran up to the football. They retreated. And now they set up in a conventional formation. And there's the squib. It'll be fielded, and it's still loose, though. And Guzman has got it at about the 15-yard line. Stutter steps to the outside along the sideline to the 20. And then he's down at the 23. And that's the reason teams like the squib kick, because it creates a lot of traffic.
Absolutely. And we had a shot there to take off running with it, but boy, Moffat County had the ball over there close to the sideline. And, anytime you got the sideline right there, that's like having a 12th, 13th, 15th guy out there on the field. And they just kind of got us cornered. 1st and
10 for the Bee Diggers at their own 23-yard line. Keep in mind, they scored on their first play from scrimmage in the opening half. Can they match that right now? It was Rosenbrock who scored from 69 yards away. They're at the 23. This would require a longer distance. Rosenbrock out of a shotgun from the 23. Has the football and will keep it, running to his left to the 25, back to the 35, along the sideline to the 50. Rosenbrock by himself at the 30 to the 20. Goodbye, Kyle Rosenbrock. Hello, touchdown. 77 yards. Brush 40, Moffat County 7.
Rosenbrock, he left it in his belly for the longest time as he was making that read option work, and right at the last second he pulled it out and took off with it. That's just a good job there by Rosenbrock, making a good read and then being able to have the ability to hold on to the football after leaving it in Mikey's belly for so long.
Dave, now he's approaching 300 yards.
Yep, 276 yards on 10 carries. 81 yards in the air.
Another day at the office for this guy.
Well, a lot of guys, that's a couple of games worth of being the hero.
By the way, that was the same play they ran on the first play from scrimmage of the opening half. Extra point by Peterson is in the air, and that is good. 11:41 to go in the third quarter. Brush 41, Moffat County 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Brett Lloyd is tackled at about the 40-yard line, grabbing the ensuing kickoff at the 25, a 15-yard return, as the tackle was made by Clay Shaver. But a 77-yard run by Kyle Rosenbrock, his third touchdown of the game on the ground. He's got a couple of touchdown passes. B-Diggers now with a 41-7 lead. 1st and 10 from the 40 for Moffat County. And there it's a quarterback keeper off the fake to Lloyd to the 42 maybe, and then Hamilton is driven back by Matos Garcia. And let's see. They got a new player in there for Brush.
Jose Rodriguez was another one. He's the defensive tackle on this near side, and he had him wrapped up in there too. There's like 3 of them that helped tackle.
2nd down at about 7. No, that was just Woodward. I couldn't read the number correctly. I thought it was somebody new. 2nd down and 7. There's the give off the left side, and that time held up big time, I think, is Lloyd. And Woodward again in on the play. And Brett Lloyd is going to be held up for no gain. 3rd down and 7 to go from the 43. 10:43 to go, third quarter. Brush 41, Moffat County 7. After the 77-yard run by Kyle Rosenbrock, who has just continued to tear it up in this playoff game. From the 43, Hamilton, play action, looking to his right. Lloyd is open underneath, but throws it down the field. It's tipped, and it's caught off the deflection by Lloyd. 1st down in B-Digger territory at the 40. It went off of one Bulldog and into another. A gain of 17 before he's tackled along the sideline. Wow, you talk about some luck.
Yeah, that ball bounced about 3 feet in the air above everybody's heads and just came right down in Lloyd's hands. The Diggers had some great coverage there, and you could tell they were trying to make a play on the ball, but it's hard to do when the ball goes right to the other guy.
1st and 10, Moffat County at the B-Digger 40. Trailing by 34 for the 2nd time of the game. Hamilton is going to pitch it right up the middle. Hildebrand is spun down at about the 35, or stays on his feet, but he was spun around before the play was stopped by the officials due to forward momentum. Gain of 4. Woodward again around the football. It'll be 2nd down and 6 to go, and Moffat County doesn't want to go away. They want to extend this game as much as possible with 9:55 to go in the third quarter. On 2nd down, and we'll call it 6 for the B-Digger 36. Hamilton on the counter handoff left side, and stuffed after a gain of 1 is Hadley, as Rosenbrock was right there along with Rodriguez to make the hit. 3rd down and 5 to go, and right up to the line of scrimmage, as has been the case, is Moffat County. They have not huddled the entire game. 3rd and 5 for the Brush 35. Right under center is Matt Hamilton. They'll be going for it here, even if they don't pick up the first. Well, if they don't pick up the 1st down. Hamilton looking to throw. to his left. The pass is caught. That's going to be a first down by Camilletti across the 30, driven down by Mikey Gutierrez at about the 26, and it's a gain of 9, and Moffat County has their second first down of the drive.
He got 81 yards passing now. They completed 7 of 13, and Camilletti just ran a crossing pattern, just enough yards for the first down, but he went all the way across the field, and we just didn't have enough pass rush there to make him throw the ball sooner.
First and 10 from the Bead Digger 27-yard line. Maybe time for an INT as well for Brush. Hamilton wants to throw. Maybe it'll happen here. Heaves it towards the end zone up the right side, and it's deflected away by Nico Guzman. Intended for Camilletti. Excellent coverage by the Bead Diggers. It'll be second down and 10 to go for Moffat County.
Well, they definitely wanted to play that mismatch in size. Camiletti's got a little height advantage being 6'1", and Nico Guzman's probably all of about 5'9". I'll tell you what, he did a good job of jumping up there and getting his right hand up in the air and deflecting the ball.
Second down and 10 for Moffat County at the Brush 27-yard line. Brush 41, Moffat County 7 with 8:44 to go in quarter number 3. Hamilton will keep the football. He'll pitch it right, and Hildebrand is going to be nailed for a loss back at the 30-yard line. The Bead Diggers filled every single gap there. Shaver, Peterson, Rosenbrock, and Guzman all right there. It's a loss of 2, third down and 12.
It's a triple option. You know, he left it in the belly of the dive guy for a long time and did a good job of pulling it out and not giving up that fumble. But then he didn't even give it a shot himself as the quarterback to try to turn it upfield. Right away he pitched it, and that just made it real easy for Shaver and our corners to come up and stop the play.
Third down and 12 for the Bead Digger 29. Got to stop them now. If you want to get this game to a running clock soon, you got to stop them right now. Hamilton throws it out in the left flat, and it's caught underneath. And an excellent play out there by Cameron Alexander after the catch was made underneath. Over there by Connor Scranton. Nothing. No gain. Fourth down. And we will call it about 12 once again for Moffat County.
You were wanting them to go for it. This is the time. They're all checking their wristbands and lining up in that double wing again.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. From the 29 of Brush on fourth down. Hamilton rolls to his left, wants to throw. Pressure coming, and he's going to be sacked by Jose Rodriguez at the 45-yard line. A loss of 16. And the Bead Diggers take over on downs with 7:14 to go in the third.
I'll tell you what, Rodriguez is a defensive lineman, an offensive lineman, but he's got fullback and running back feet. And Hamilton thought he was going to be able to turn his back and kind of spin out of that situation, but Rodriguez is just so fast he couldn't get away from him.
Well, the Bead Diggers have not punted in the entire game, so you score right now. They did commit a turnover late in the opening half, and the game will go to a running clock, and then that'll be it. You'll see some second-teamers in there, which I'm sure head coach Randy Dreitz wants to get them some action in a playoff game.
See if they go with that read option again.
Rosenbrock from the 45-yard line on Brush's side of the field, first and 10. Rosenbrock to hand it off in a big hole up the middle. Inside the 50 to about the 47 is Mikey Gutierrez. He's tackled towards the 46, though, a gain of 9. Second down and 1, and that was a strong run by the senior Mikey Gutierrez.
Fast. Holy cow, was that ever a change of speed? You know, he gets the ball, and his wheels are like a blender out there just shooting through the line.
Second down and 1 for the 46-yard line. Again, the lone setback is Gutierrez with Rosenbrock in a shotgun. From the 46, Rosenbrock hands it off to Gutierrez. First down along the right side, inside the 45 to about the 40. It's a gain of about 6. Stelios Peroulis made the tackle for Moffat County.
I zeroed in on our offensive line that time, and Cookie Barraza, boy, he got off the ball quick. He was out there on the middle linebacker before that kid knew what happened. Offensive line's doing a really good job of controlling the line of scrimmage today.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line of the Bulldogs. Brush 41, Moffat County 7. 6:23 to go in the third quarter. Once again in a shotgun is Kyle Rosenbrock. Awaiting the snap. Hands it off. Stutter stepping is Gutierrez along the right sideline to the 35. And he backs his way inside the 30, across the 30, that is, towards the 29 or 28-yard line. Another great run by Mikey Gutierrez, a gain of 12 and a Brush first down.
58 yards now for Mikey, and that time he should have been tackled after about a 7-yard gain, but he carried those guys the other 5 yards down the field, just driving his feet and having two hands on the ball.
In fact, they give him the 27. First down and 10 to go for the Bee Diggers, as we're under the 6-minute mark now with the third. Brush on their way towards a matchup here at home next Saturday at 1 o'clock against Faith Christian. Right now they're dominating Bayfield. First and 10 at the 27. Rosenbrock, 5-step drop, looks, heaves it up the left side. Matos Garcia's out there, and he drops the ball at about the 4. Right in his hands, and Matos Garcia's got great hands but could not pull it in. Second down and 10.
You can tell he was pretty frustrated that he didn't catch it, but got to give him a little credit. That Bulldog corner had his hands up in the air and caused some distraction. It was probably pretty hard for him to focus on the ball as it came in.
Well, and he's not used to running those patterns either. I mean, what's he? Maybe your number 4 receiver can say you got Guzman, you've had Alexander, you've had Shaver, you've had Coronado, you had a lot of guys out there who've been Peterson as well, of course. Second down and 10 to go for the Moffat County 27. Rosenbrock will hand it off in a big hole for Gutierrez to the 20, back to the inside of the 15. First down towards the 11 for Mikey Gutierrez. And, boy, a helmet was ripped off the head of Jose Rodriguez. I don't know if there was any dirty play there, but it's a gain of 12, 15 to the 12 for Mikey Gutierrez. First and 10 for the Bee Diggers.
See Tristan Volk, though? You know, that's a sign of what a great team this is. You got a kid like Tristan. He sees that happen, and he's already got his helmet on, ready to go out there on the field, and Brush isn't losing a second.
First and 10 to go for Brush at the 12-yard line of Moffat County. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. And that shotgun is Kyle Rosenbrock, who has the football, will keep it himself, run to his left to the 10, back to the inside of the 5, and he's tackled right there for a gain of 7. And on the hit for Moffat County was Bryce Tuttle, 6'1", 180-pound junior. Second down and 3 to go for Brush.
Exact same play. Rosenbrock had that 77-yard touchdown with just on his carry before that. Left it in his belly till the last minute.
With the ball just shy of the 5-yard line. Second down and about 3 to go. This could be a straight handoff to Gutierrez. He had success up the middle in the second quarter. Gutierrez has the football. Touchdown. Right up the gut for Mikey G. He scores again. And the Bee Diggers now lead by a score of 47-7. That one coming from 5 yards out.
Yeah, that's a touchdown for Mikey and a touchdown for that offensive line as they run that little trap again in the middle. And Mikey just doing a good job as usual, keeping both hands on the ball and running with some power.
Extra point to be attempted by Jaron Peterson, as now we're going to a running clock, so this game's got about 16, 17 minutes to go. And high snap, there was some movement. And let's see. It will be offsides against Moffat County. Yeah, Randy Dwight said, let's go for 2. Work on that 2-point play. You've got to do it at some point in the playoffs if you have a mishap after the extra point. And this makes a lot of sense, Dave.
Well, we've lost state championships because we couldn't make PAT's conversions. So I agree with you. You know, every chance we get to practice for that big game later on, we better do it.
So here we go. 2-point conversion with Matos Garcia under center. Peterson's in motion to the right. And the Bee Diggers moved that time. Now let's see if they kick the extra point again.
Yeah.
They might not get another playoff in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Gutierrez scored about 2 minutes ago. Close to 2 minutes ago, and a couple of Bee Diggers not happy with themselves. Or will they go for two again? I don't know. They're still making that decision. But it's taking a long time to decide what's going to happen here.
Well, Peterson's walking back over here carrying his kicking pad, so they're going to go for the two.
All right, now the ball's at the 6.5-yard line. 2-point conversion attempt for Brush. Let's see, he might do the bootleg, and there's the bootleg left, and nobody's out there for Moffat County, and he's in. Matos Garcia with a 2-point conversion run. 1:55 under a running clock. It's Brush 49, Moffat County 7. We're in the third quarter on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Camilletti has the ensuing kickoff across the 20, and then he's tackled by Barraza across the 35 to the 37. There's a late flag, and hopefully that's not unsportsmanlike against Brush, because we had issues last week against Eaton there. They're discussing the penalty. Nonetheless, the third quarter will come to an end. And
it's just not good. You know, this is the time of year you got to have all your guns on the field for each one of these games. The kid, remember, they got the penalty called against him last week, was ejected. So he's not even playing today.
Yeah, it's against both teams. So that's it. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. Brush 49, Moffat County 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran with Dave Urick as we head to the fourth quarter. And the Bee Diggers lead the Moffat County Bulldogs in the opening round of the 2A playoffs 49-7. Moffat County will have the football after the kickoff return. Took it to the 37. First and 10, the Bee Diggers will host Faith Christian coming up a week from today. There is the pitch to Hildebrand, taking it up the middle across the 40 and still driving, and take it down at about the 44-yard line. Picks up about 7 yards on the play. Mikey Gutierrez and Randy Woodward held him up. Nearly 8. Second down and 2 to go.
It's a tough thing about an offense like that. You got to hold true to form. You practice that play, and there's not a lot of things you can diversify off of it. So you live and die with it.
Second and 2. Hamilton handoff on the counter. That's a first down to Hadley across the 50 into Bee Digger territory at the 47-yard line, a gain of 8. And Cameron Alexander made the first hit. We should see some other Bee Diggers out there pretty soon, but Moffat County still has their first team out there.
We got Hirschfield's playing some linebacker there in the middle. He's not usually a starter, and also number 75, Andrew Guzman's up there on that defensive line, but he's creeped out there a few times already this game.
First and 10 from the 47-yard line. Play action. Hamilton looks to throw. Deep up the left side. That pass going to be tipped up and incomplete. Alexander and Guzman were bobbling the ball between each other for a while. Then the ball just went out of bounds and dropped on the turf. Second down and 10 to go for Moffat County.
Yeah, between the two of them, it wasn't like they were fighting over it, but it was like a tip drill, like they were playing hot potato with it.
Again, under a running clock with the ball at the Bee Digger 47. Already we've got 10 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the game. The Bee Diggers up by 42 points. And on second down, this will be the pitch to Hildebrand right up the gut. And he's going to be held up and driven back and down to the turf at the 45, a gain of 2. And that was the aforementioned Hirschfeld along with Woodward to make the tackle. Third down and 8 to go for the Bulldogs.
How many times have we called Hirschfeld and Clay Shaver's name today? Those defensive ends have really had a great game.
Yeah, very impressive. Third down and 8 to go for the 45. Hamilton looks to throw. Heaves it deep up the right side. The ball might have been partially tipped. It's a duck out there, and it's incomplete. Guzman had it at the 24. I think that ball might have been tipped a little bit because I'm telling you. Needed a shotgun with that duck out there.
It was a spiral, but the difference was the ball was a vertical spiral. By the time it reached its highest point, it just dropped. Guzman, I think he was hoping he could go up and catch it because it had so much hang time. He felt like he had to jump up there and hang in the air for him to be able to secure the catch and not get the ball knocked away. And just that timing messed him up.
Let's see. They should be going for it. It's probably their final drive of 2014. They will. 4th down and 8 from the Brush 45. Hamilton rolls to his right. Pressure coming up the middle. Pass up the middle is going to be incomplete. Well over the head of Camilletti. And now Camilletti and Guzman exchanging words, and Camilletti pushed Guzman. That'll be a 15-yarder after the play against Moffat County. That's when the flag was thrown. Well, Guzman delivered a hard hit, but the ball had not gone past Camilletti yet. It was a legal hit, and that's why a flag was not thrown against Guzman. So nonetheless, Moffat County has given the ball to Brush on downs.
Well, what happened is Camilletti went up in the air to catch the ball, and Guzman just came in there and gave him a pop with his shoulder pad right in his guts and put Camilletti on his seat. And I'll tell you what, the Camilletti kid didn't like that at all, and he jumped up and just shoved Guzman really hard. What's scary for Brush is if the officials see it the other way and they call unsportsmanlike against Brush, they could DQ a kid from the game, and Brush can't afford to get Guzman DQ'd and not have him available for, the quarterfinals next week. So the kids really have to be careful, make sure that they're not putting themselves in a position where they could get kicked out like we had happen to us last week.
Yeah, they called it against both players, but I'm sorry, that's ridiculous because that flag was thrown exactly when Camilletti pushed Guzman.
You know what? Well, I don't think Guzman did anything wrong there. I think he just flew in there. He knew the kid didn't catch the ball, but he's allowed to put a pop on him too.
Well, if you're going to call it against both players, call it during simultaneous action. It was thrown exactly when Guzman was pushed by Camilletti. That's ridiculous. And these referees got to be better than that. That's not good.
Yeah, I can tell. Like I said, I've known a lot of kids from Craig, and there's some hard-nosed kids up there, and some kids that aren't afraid to throw down if they need to, and might be a good time. I see Coach Dreitz is putting his junior varsity guys out there on the field, and I think that's good timing just to make sure he has his guns ready to go next week and not end up in a situation where he loses somebody because of a stupid penalty.
1st and 10, Brush at their own 45-yard line. Trent Mount, the quarterback, hands it off to Aaron Williams right up the gut, and he's driven back after a gain of 2 to the 47. Shannon Hildebrandt. Make it Keenan Hildebrandt made the first hit.
Yeah, Brush was just in a 100 formation there, double tight, slot out there, and just trying to show some power. Williams just ran that trap up the middle, and it didn't fool Moffat County at all. But like you said, they got some big guys out there still, and they were able to shut that play down.
2nd down and 8 to go for the 47. Again, Mount up to the line of scrimmage with the rest of the Bee Diggers. Handoff Hirschfeld left side across the 50, and he drives towards the 48-yard line for a gain of 5. Mackenzie Klimper, a freshman, in on the hit. 3rd down and 3 to go for the Bee Diggers.
Yeah, it's nice to see some of those fresh faces over there from Moffat County getting in the game as well, and you got to respect that as Coach Gilly tries to build for his team next year.
Oh, it's a long way to come, Dave, to get beat like this, but that's what happens in the football playoffs when you're a 16 seed. Normally. Hard to compete. 3rd and 3 from the 48. Mount with a bootleg. He's got all types of running room. 1st down to the 45, and then he's tackled at the 42 by Gerber. A gain of 6 for Trent Mount. Very well-run play by the sophomore.
Who made the big block was Ray Miller. He's the guard that pulled out there on that play, and he ran out there to the right side, turned around and saw the pursuit coming, and he turned around and picked that block up, and that's what sprung Mount free.
1st and 10, Brush from the Moffat County 42-yard line. Maybe about 5 plays left in this game, 5 or 6. Mount with a handoff right up the gut, and that's a gain of 1 for Hunter Bostrom to the 41-yard line as he was hit by Stelios Peroulis. 2nd down and 9. I might have miscalculated. We got 4:20 to go in the game. That's probably going to at least merit 5 or 6 more plays. Maybe more, depending upon how quickly the B-Diggers get up to the line of scrimmage. From the 41, with Brush up 49-7 on Moffat County. Man in motion to the left. Here is the pitch left, and a hold of the 40, back to the inside of the 35, and then stop right there. It's a gain of 6. Let's see, that's a B-Digger that was just put on the roster there. Matthew Coe, a freshman, 5'7", 135, but nice run for 6. It'll be 3rd down and about 2 to go for Brush.
Yeah, just try to run that 59 quick pitch, but running it out of that double tight formation. Coe did a good job of cutting it upfield when he saw that opening. If he'd have stretched to the sideline, he wouldn't have got that much ground.
On 3rd down and 2 from the 35, there's the give to Williams. Stutter steps and then drives his way, but he's short of a 1st down. Getting to the 34-yard line. Hildebrandt drove him back. The B-Diggers will obviously go for it.
Moffat County's still rotating a lot of guys in the game too, and that's just neat to see. You know, good for Coach Gilly knowing that he's got to get some of those younger. Even though he has a young team overall, he needs to get all of them some playing time in the playoffs. This could be a team that's going to be pretty tough next year.
No doubt, as you mentioned, a limited number of seniors. 4th down and a long yard from the 34. Looks like Coe is back in that backfield. Hirschfeld in there as well. Handoff Hirschfeld left side, and he drives for a 1st down to the 32. He runs hard. That's a nice gain of close to 3 yards for B.J. Hirschfeld, just shy of the 31-yard line.
Yep, 79 yards for him today. 6 carries.
Now we are under 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Brush with a 49-7 lead over Moffat County with a game under a running clock since the 4 minutes and 25-second mark of the 3rd quarter. On 1st down, just beyond the 32, pitch left for Bostrom to the 30, and then he's tackled around the ankles at about the 29. And the hit was made by Eddie Smersina. 2nd down and 7 to go. This will be the 9th play of the drive for Brush.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of holding on to the football, and still you're seeing this offensive line firing out there and making some good blocks.
Yeah, we should be down to 2 plays now, which is nice. The B-Diggers essentially running out the clock. 2nd down and 7 for the Moffat County 29. Mount as the football, hands it off on the right side. That's Hirschfeld driving inside the 25 and still on his feet, powering his way towards the 21. How about that run by B.J. Hirschfeld? A gain of close to 8.
Yeah, he just kept his feet, and you could see his body lean was forward and his knees were coming up towards his belly, and he was just driving like crazy to get down there.
And this will be the last play of the game coming up, as we're down to 48 seconds to go. The B-Diggers, I don't think after this play, will have to snap it. Mount, handoff to Williams, right side, breaks out of a tackle, still on his feet, drives inside the 15 to the 12. That's another gain of about 10 on the 10th play of the drive. Well, they ran that one so quickly, they have time for one more play.
These guys are hustling out there. That junior varsity offense, they're not wasting any time.
Well, they want to score. But this will definitely be the last play because they're not going to be able to run another play after this. 1st down and 10 from the 12. And now Moffat County called a timeout. Are you serious?
Huh.
With 8 seconds to go in the game, you're down by 42? We'll keep it right here, Dave. I don't understand that.
I'm having flashbacks from last week.
What's the purpose? And I don't get that. Let them run the play. I know you want to stop them. No question about that. You don't want Brush to get into the end zone once again. They've already scored 7 touchdowns in the game. They were running a player off the field. He got off the field in plenty of time, by the way. Plenty of time.
I think they're just worried that this junior varsity offense is going to score again, and they want to make sure their defense is set up to prevent it. They've lined up the same way with this junior varsity defense as they did all game, with one linebacker there in the middle and 5 or 6 guys up there on that line of scrimmage.
Here we go from the 12. And there's the give up the middle of Bostrom to the 5-yard line. Still driving. He's not going to score. He'll be taken down at about the 4, gain of 8. And the Bee Diggers have won the football game this afternoon. The opening round game in Class 2A over Moffat County, 49-7. We'll come back with a recap after this on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urich back from Bee Digger Stadium. The Bee Diggers have won this opening round playoff game over Moffat County 49-7. Bee Digger post-game show is brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center in Sterling Brush and Fort Morgan, your farm and ranch headquarters for all your farm and ranch supplies, and they carry feed for all your animals and pets. Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center. As the Bee Diggers dominated the game from start to finish, had a little bit of a lull late in the second quarter, but that was it. Kyle Rosenbrock, a 69-yard run on Brush's first play from scrimmage. The extra point was good, and the Bee Diggers off to a 7-0 lead. And then, after Moffat County went 3 and out, the Bee Diggers responded again. 5 plays, 82 yards in 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Rosenbrock from 58 yards out. And that made it 14-0. The Bee Diggers, though, were not done. 52-yard touchdown pass from Rosenbrock to Nico Guzman. 35-second drive made it 21-0. Moffat County then generated a couple of more first downs as the game was in the second quarter. But the Bee Diggers were able to get the ball back. 5 plays, 84 yards in 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Cameron Alexander with a 29-yard touchdown catch. PAT was blocked. It was 27-0. Still in the second quarter, Mikey Gutierrez capped off a 40-yard drive with a 2-yard run. PAT was good. Took 2 minutes and 33 seconds, 34-0. Brett Lloyd, though, would respond for Moffat County. 38-yard touchdown run, making it 34-7. But the Bee Diggers took care of business and got to the running clock in the third quarter. Kyle Rosenbrock with a 77-yard run, his third touchdown run of the game. And then Mikey Gutierrez with a 5-yard run later on. That was a 7-play, 55-yard drive in 2 minutes and 54 seconds to close out the scoring and this 49-7 victory as Moffat County's season ended with a 4-6 record. The Bee Diggers improved to 10-0 overall. Dave, let's run through those big numbers for Brush and Moffat County, who obviously had some big ones, but not too big in this game.
Yeah, not big enough. They ran 44 plays total. They could only get 85 yards on the ground. Their biggest ground gainer was Lloyd, who had 8 carries for 55 yards. Hildebrand had 6 carries for 25 yards, and Hadley had 5 carries for 18 yards, while the quarterback Hamilton carried the ball 8 times. At one point, he was in positive numbers with 7 carries, but then he ended up getting some sacks, ended up with negative 13. They threw the ball 17 times, completed 8 of those for a total of 80 yards. Their number one receiver ended up being Gerber, who had 2 catches for 30 yards. Lloyd had 2 catches for 25, and Camilletti had 2 catches for 17. So grand total 165 yards offense, which is what you'd expect from a number 16 team coming into the playoffs.
The Bee Diggers had, 400 yards of offense at halftime.
Yeah, and ended up with 600 yards overall, so their biggest output for offense in the year. 519 of those were on the ground. The leading rusher, of course, Kyle Rosenbrock, 11 carries. Get this, 283 yards. Their next best gainer was B.J. Hirschfield, who steps in the game. 7 carries, 86 yards. Mikey Gutierrez had some hard-fought yards, but had a really great game. 79 yards on 11 carries. And then a host of other Beat Diggers contributed. Alec Peterson, Hunter Bostrom, Aaron Williams, Coe, Mont. All those guys had some short carries for some yards to contribute right there at the end. Rosenbrock was able to throw for 81 yards. He completed 2 of 4 passes. Both of those touchdowns, one to Nico Guzman for 52 yards, and then another one to Alexander for 29. So 43 plays offense for Brush. Just a real good offensive outing, and I thought a great defensive game for them against a team that they should have blown out, which they did.
And the Bee Diggers, as we mentioned, at 10-0, headed for a quarterfinal matchup. A rematch of last year's semifinals when Brush, unfortunately for them, committed 4 turnovers and lost that game to Faith Christian in the semifinals 24-14. Latest score we had for Faith, the number 8 seed. They were leading the number 9 seed Bayfield 34-14. That game was early in the fourth quarter. In fact, the Patriot League is being well represented today. Platte Valley, which had a 2 o'clock kickoff with a 14-6 lead over Bennett. And also, yeah, we'll get to the other scores here coming up momentarily. We had Sterling and Gunnison deadlocked at 22 in the fourth quarter. We'll see if we can update. In Class A, Wiggins destroyed by Paonia, 49-0. No surprise there. That was, again, a 16 against a 1, and Paonia is the defending state champion. So there's a possibility. And Eaton beating Lamar right now, 26-14 early in the fourth quarter. And Eaton, a number 13 against number 4 in Lamar, and Sterling at 12 against number 5 in Gunnison. So you have two lower seeds.
Well, you called it before this game started. You mentioned Lamar's lost how many games in the first round?
I think 9 in a row.
Yeah, 9 in a row.
And the B-Diggers are part of that streak, which started out in 2002. And we'll see if in the next couple of moments we'll have a brief interview with head coach Randy Dreitz. I'm not sure he'll get up here. I think he's trying to make his way up here. So the B-Diggers, again, barring a miracle in Arvada, with that 34-14 victory over Bayfield, the B-Diggers will take on Faith Christian here coming up next Saturday. That would be a 1 o'clock kickoff from B-Digger Stadium right here on 1010, as well as KSIR.com. We'll spend another minute here before we get the coach. Randy Dreitz he's now won, I think it's 20? Close to 20 playoff games, 12-1 in the opening round. And as we mentioned earlier, one thing is being a good regular season team. You got to be a good playoff team as well. And the B-Diggers have proven that. So they've won a playoff game in 12 of their 13 seasons that they made the playoffs, all consecutive. The only one being in 2007, when as a 15 seed they lost to the second seed Holy Family in a game that Brush trailed 21-0 and came back to take a 36-35 lead before losing in that particular contest. And as we wind down here from B-Digger Stadium, let's spend a couple of minutes with head coach Randy Dreitz. Coach, we were just mentioning a myriad of playoff wins. I mean, Montezuma Cortez, for instance, last night, a number 7 seed, they beat the 10 seed St. Mary's 40-37. That was their first playoff win in 57 years. And I mean, with your team, I mean, this is, I think, 19 or 20, 12-1 in the opening round, and this is where you learn how to be a real football team in the postseason.
Yeah, most definitely. You got to take one game at a time, and I think that I hate to say it that we're spoiled, but the expectation is there through our town, through our players, and today we jump out ahead, and it was kind of real quiet on the sidelines, and then they scored on us, and we went into halftime. It was like we were losing, and
coming off a turnover late in the second quarter.
Right, and. So it was. I think they were disappointed in what happened towards the end of that half, and we're thinking about that. And I said, we got to get over these things because this could happen in another game, and we just got to get over them and move on to the next play is the most important. I thought we did a good job the second half and taking care of the football and doing a good job of just executing. And each week's going to get tougher, and we'll see where we're at, and we got to get tougher as it gets tougher. So. Hats off to these players. They did a great job. And my coaching staff, thank you very much. And it's just exciting, and hopefully we can keep it rolling.
Well, and Kyle Rosenbrock with that read option to begin the game and the second half. Man, that is just incredibly difficult, Coach, to defend. I know I'm stating the obvious, but he made it look really easy today.
Yeah, he did a great job. And, they really took away the dive on us. And so Kyle was able to pull it and go. And he does just a tremendous job. And of reading that for the most part, and we want to get better at it. I think that's a good weapon for us that we really need to work on, and hopefully we keep on improving, and we got a big game next week, and we'll see what happens.
Well, initial thoughts here, because more than likely Faith Christian's got a big lead on Bayfield early in the fourth, and that would be a rematch, obviously, of last year's semifinal, and I'm sure that's a rematch you relish, considering that obviously stung 1 year ago right here at B-Digger Stadium, and it would be at the same location.
It definitely stings, and, the thing about coaching, the highs are high and the lows are low, and that was one of the low ones, and, it'd be nice to get them again and get after them this year and show them what we're made of and play a great game against them. It's going to be a big game for us.
What about the atmosphere out here? You got the B-Digger fans in support. I'm sure you want even more next week because as the playoffs build you need more home support because every little thing, every intangible obviously helps in the postseason.
Oh, most definitely. In fact, I looked up early in the stands. It seemed like a normal Friday night game and that type of thing. But I was really pleased. We were talking to our players at halftime about we got to communicate in that backfield and we got to talk. And Coach, we are talking. It's just so loud they can't hear us, and so that's a good thing for us. But we got to keep getting better, and that's the key. And don't become complacent or stagnant where we're at, and just keep on trucking and rolling and keep getting better each week.
Coach, congratulations on another big victory for the Bee Diggers.
Thank you very much.
Brush defeats Moffat County in the opening round of the Class 2A playoffs from Bee Digger Stadium, 49-7. It looks like it'll be Faith Christian. It'll be a 1 o'clock kickoff next Saturday right here on 1010 as well as KSIR.com. A reminder, always follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports or on Facebook, 1010 KSIR Sports. Every time the score changes in any Brush football, baseball, basketball events, on the wrestling mat as well, we update that for you as it goes along. So if you're not there, you can follow it on Twitter or Facebook. Also, you can log on to KSIRsports.com, click on Brush Videos, or just check out our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube. We'll have some video of this game and the highlights of all those touchdowns. Again, our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube. And, of course, Brush Bee Digger Athletics on Facebook as well. Nice job there posting a lot of stuff, including the volleyball, football previews with the coaches and the players. Very nice feature added here by the new AD, Tommy Dodge. So looking forward to enhancing that part of the Brush Bee Digger Athletic Facebook page. Excellent job by our sound engineer and producer, Rose Condis, our studio coordinator, Alan Lands. For Dave Urich, I'm John Beltran. The final score from Brush in the opening round of the 2A playoffs, the Bee Diggers 49, Moffat County 7, here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.